कदर 24 जीमेल। हाय, कुछ पूछ रहा है। बाय पूछ दिया। कदर 24 जीमेल बाय। बोलिए भाई, क्या बात है, कैसे हो? तो अभी ये फिल कर रहा हूँ। नौ लूँगा, लाइव है 7। थोड़ा सा होमवर्क बच्चा है, वही सब कर रहा हूँ। वर्क हार्ड ब्रो, कोशिश में लगे हुए हैं ब्रो। कहाँ तक हो पा रहा है? नहीं। ये वाला काम कंप्लीट हो चुका है। दूसरा वाला काम कंप्लीट करते हैं। ये वाला ये वाला किताब से पढ़ने वाले हैं। A overview of entrepreneurs and entrepreneurships. An entrepreneur is an individual who creates a new business, bearing most of the risks and enjoying most of the rewards. The process of setting up a business is known as entrepreneurship. The entrepreneur is commonly seen as an innovator, a source of new ideas, goods, services, and business or procedures. Entrepreneurs play a key role in any economy, using the skills and initiatives necessary to anticipate needs and varying goods, new ideas to make market. Entrepreneurships that provide to be successful in taking on the risks of creating a startups and rewarded with profits, fame, and the continued growth opportunity. Entrepreneurship that fails results in losses and less prevalence in the markets for those involved. Entrepreneurs commonly face many obstacles when building their companies. The three that many of them cite as most challenging are as follows. Overcoming bureaucracy, hiring talent, obtaining financing. Profits, fame, and continued growth opportunities. Entrepreneurship that fails results in losses and less prevalence in the markets for those involved. Entrepreneurs commonly face many obstacles when building their companies. The three that many of them cite as the most challenging are as follows. First one is overcoming bureaucracy, second is hiring talent, and third is obtaining financing. Economists have never had a consistent definition of entrepreneurs or entrepreneurships. The word entrepreneur comes from the French verb entrepreneur, meaning to meaning to undertake. Though the concept of an entrepreneur existed and was known for countries, the classical and Managerial skill concept. The scholars supporting this concept have termed entrepreneurship as the ability of managerial skills. Entrepreneurship is the ability of inspections, controls, and direction. Similarly, entrepreneurship is a managerial skill along with the capacity to bear the risk. Managerial skill concept. The scholars supporting this concept have termed entrepreneurship as the ability of managerial skills. Entrepreneurship is the ability of inspections, controls, and direction. Similarly, entrepreneurship is a managerial skill along with the capacity to bear the risk. Creative and leadership concept. Creative and leadership concept. According to this concept, entrepreneurship is a creative activity and it is the function of progressive leadership. Creative and leadership concept mean, according to this concept, entrepreneurship is a creative activity and it is the function of progressive leadership. Different concept of entrepreneurship. Different concept of entrepreneurship. Similarly, entrepreneurship is the quality of developing resources of the institutions, developing human capacity, performing creative activities, and coordinating new thoughts. He is of the opinion that new thoughts emerge due to a creativity which may be put to economic use by efficient leadership. High achievement capacity concept. High achievement capacity concept. Entrepreneurship is a high achievement capacity concept for which the capacity of making innovations and taking the decision during risk is essential. High achievement capacity concept. Entrepreneurship is a high achievement capacity concept for which the capacity of making innovations and taking the decision during risk is essential. Under the assumption, there is mentioned two characteristics of entrepreneurship. Ability to perform work with the latest method. Ability to take decision during uncertainties. ये दो मेथड है. First method is ability to perform work with the latest method, and second method is ability to take decisions during uncertainties. Besides, he has also assumed that inspiration for high level achievements makes a man an entrepreneur. प्रोफेशनल कंसेप्ट क्या होता है? मॉडर्न मैनेजमेंट experts accept entrepreneurship as a professional concept. Modern management experts accept entrepreneurship is a professional concept. They are of the view that entrepreneurship may be developed through education and training. They are of the view that entrepreneurship may be developed through education and training. Being a managerial ability may be learned by the education and training. Similarly, entrepreneurship attitude may be also be developed by education and training. That is why that is why government and private organizations conduct various training programs for entrepreneurial abilities development. Organization and condition concept. Organization and condition concept. Entrepreneurship is that economic component that organizes and coordinates various sources of production. Entrepreneurship as an ability to organize enterprise. Organization and conditions concept. Entrepreneurship is that economic component that organizes and coordinates various sources of production. Entrepreneurship as an ability to organize enterprise. Business oriented concept. Business oriented concept. Under this concept, entrepreneurship is the expressed as the business oriented entrepreneurial attitude of the individuals that inspires them to become entrepreneurs, to do business thinking, to formulate plans and programs, and to stabilize enterprises. Result oriented concept. Maybe result oriented concept. According to this concept, entrepreneurship is called result oriented in the modern age. Now it is not very important what efforts have been made for obtaining the goals or how much hard labor has been put. ये तो नहीं होना चाहिए लोकेशन अंडरटेक है प्रॉब्लम फेस कर रही है सही था Now it is not very important what efforts have been made for obtaining the goals or how much hard labor has been put. More important is what have been the result. In the business world, only who succeed in achieving the goals is recognized as an entrepreneur. 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 Personality's identity or role transformation process concept. Personality, identity, or role transformation process concept. Entrepreneurship is not only to adopt new works or behaviors, but it is also the transformation of personality and to stabilize a new identity thought that. Definition of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the act of behaving like an entrepreneur while working within a large organization. Entrepreneurship is known as the practice of a corporate management style that integrates risk taking and innovation approach as well as the reward and motivational techniques that are more traditionally thought of as being the province of the province of the entrepreneurship. Definition of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the act of behaving like an entrepreneur while working with a large organization. Entrepreneurship is known as the practice of a corporate management style that integrates risk taking and innovation approaches, as well as the reward and motivational techniques that are more traditionally thought of as being the province of entrepreneurship. कंसेप्ट इंटरप्रेन्योरशिप कंसेप्ट ऑफ इंटरप्रेन्योरशिप क्या होती है उसे देख लेते हैं. Entrepreneurship is the system. Concept of entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship is the system wherein the principles of entrepreneurship are practiced within the uh, boundaries of the firm and intrapreneur. Intrapreneur is a person who takes on the responsibility of innovate new ideas, products, and processes, or any new invention within the organization. An entrepreneur and an entrepreneur is the individual who out of the box, thinks out of the box, and possesses the leadership skill and does not fear from risks. A entrepreneur is the individual who thinks out of the box and possesses the leadership skill and does not fear from risks. Thus, and thus an entrepreneur possesses the same traits, traits as that of an entrepreneur. The concept of entrepreneurship can be well understood in contrast to the entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is restructured in nature. That that is an organization encourages and employs to practice the entrepreneurs the principles to counter stagnation within the form of transform the slow growth of the company into high growth. Whereas the entrepreneurship is developmental in nature, that is, an individual creates something that has never existed before, such as a new product process or a new venture itself. In entrepreneurship, the major challenge that individual faces are from the company's culture, sometimes the corporate relationships and the mindsets of employees act as a hindrance in the path of an entrepreneur, whereas in the case of entrepreneurship, the market is the only enemy. An entrepreneur has to uh, scrutinize the market conditions thoroughly to cross the hurdles coming in his way. An entrepreneur has an access to farm resources such as funds, manufacturing setups, marketing facilities, and other supporting activities to give shape to his dreams. Whereas an entrepreneur has to arrange his own resources such as own funds or the borrowed funds, manufacturing facilities, marketing facilities, etc. An entrepreneur does not have the ownership of a new venture and is not even independent to take decisions, whereas an entrepreneur is the whole sole owner of the new venture stabilized by him. Also, he is independent to take any decisions with respect to his setup. An entrepreneur is the individual who thinks out of the box and possesses the leadership skills and does not fear from risks. Thus, an entrepreneur possesses the same traits as that of an entrepreneur. The concept of an entrepreneurship can be well understood in contrast to the entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the restorative in nature, that is, an organization encourages and employs to practice the entrepreneurial principles to counter stagnation within the firm or transform the slow growth of the company into a slow growth of the company into high growth, whereas the entrepreneurship is developmental in nature, that is, an individual creates something that has never existed before, such as a new product process or new venture itself. In entrepreneurship, the major challenge that individual faces are from the company's culture sometimes, the corporate relationships and the mindsets of employees act as a hardly hardly in the path of an entrepreneur. Whereas in the case of entrepreneurship, the market is the only enemy, and entrepreneurship has scrutinize the market conditions truly to cross the hurdles coming in his way. An entrepreneur has an access to farms, resources such as funds, manufacturing setups, marketing facilities, and other supporting activities to give shape to his dreams. Whereas an entrepreneur has to arrange his own resources such as own funds or the broad funds, manufacturing facilities, marketing facilities, etc. An entrepreneur does not have the ownership of a new venture and is not even independent to take decisions, whereas an entrepreneur is the whole sole owner of the new venture stabilized by him. Also, he is independent to take any decision with respect to his setup. Thus, an entrepreneurship is a practice of creating the entrepreneurial environment within the organization, hereby enabling the employees to apply their entrepreneurial skills in the job roles they are assigned to. Characteristics of entrepreneurs. Characteristics of entrepreneurs: creativity. Characteristic of entrepreneurs: creativity. Creativity gives birth to something new. For outside creativity, there is no innovation possible. Entrepreneurs usually have the knack to pen down a lot of ideas and act on them. Not necessarily every idea might be a hit, but the experience obtained is good. Creativity helps in coming up with new solutions for the problems at hand and allows one to think of solutions that are out of the box. It also gives an entrepreneur the ability to devise new products for similar markets to the ones he is currently playing in. Professionalism. Professionalism क्या होती है? Professionalism is a quality which all good entrepreneur must possess. An entrepreneur mannerism and behavior with their employees and clients go a long way in the developing the culture of the organization. Along with professionalism comes reliability and discipline. Self-discipline enables an entrepreneur to achieve their targets, be organized, and set an example for everyone. Reliability results in trust, and for most venture, trust in the entrepreneurs is what keeps the people in the organization motivated and willing to put in their best. Professionalism is one of the most important characteristics of an entrepreneur. Risk taking. A risk taking ability is essential for entrepreneur. Without the without the will to explore the unknown, one cannot discover something unique. And this uniqueness might make all the difference. Risk taking involves a lot of things. Using un- unorthodox methods is also a risk. Investing in ideas nobody else believes in, but you is a risk too. Entrepreneurs have a differentiated approach towards risk. Good entrepreneurs are always ready to invest their time and money, but they always have a backup for every risk they take. For exploring in the unknown, one must be vested with a trump card. A good entrepreneur has one always. Also, evaluation of the risks to be undertaken is also essential. Without knowing the concept, consequences, a good entrepreneur wouldn't it all. Risk it all. फैशन क्या है? फैशन your work should be your fashion. So when when you work, you enjoy what you are doing and stay highly motivated. Fashion act as a driving force with which you are motivated to strive for better. It also allows you the ability to put in those extra hours in the office, which can or may make a difference. At the beginning of every entrepreneurial venture or any venture, there are hurdles, but your fashion ensures that you are able to overcome these roadblocks and forge ahead towards your goal. Learning. Perhaps this is the most important of all steps required to run a slow. Without planning, everything would be a loss. String as they say. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Planning is a strategy. Planning is a strategy the whole game ahead of time. It basically sum up all the resources at hand and enables you to come up with a structure and a thought process for how to reach your goal. The next step involves how to make optimum use of these resources to weave the cloth of success. In facing a situation or a crisis with a plan always better. It provides guidelines with minimum to no damage incurred to a business. Planning is one of the most important characteristics of the entrepreneur. Knowledge. Knowledge is the key of success. As key to success. Knowledge is the key to success. An entrepreneur should possess complete knowledge of his niche or industry, for only with knowledge can a difficulty to solve or a crisis is tackled. It enables him to keep track of the developments and the constantly changing requirements of the market that he is in. May it is a new trend in the market or a advancement in the technology or even a new advertise entry. An entrepreneur should keep himself abreast of it. knowledge is the guiding force when it comes leaving the competition behind. New bits and pieces of information may just prove as useful as a newly devised strategy. He should know what his strengths or weaknesses are so that they can be worked on and can result in a healthier organization. A good entrepreneur will always try to increase his knowledge, which is why he is always a learner. The better an entrepreneur knows his playground, the easier he can play in it. सोशल स्किल सोशल स्किल्स क्या है ए स्किल सेट इज एन arsenal with which an entrepreneur makes his business work. Social skills are also needed to be a good entrepreneur overall. These make up the qualities required for an entrepreneur to function. Social skills involve the following: relationship building, hearing and talent searching, and team strategy and formulation. Open-minded, open mindedness towards learning people and even failure. अच्छा, open-mindedness towards learning people and even failure. An entrepreneur must be accepting that true realization of which scenario or event can be a useful opportunity in a society. To recognize such opening, a open-minded attitude is required. An entrepreneur should be determined. He should face his losses with a positive attitude and his win humbly. Any good businessman will know not to fawn on a defeat. Try till you succeed is the right mentality. Failure is a step or a way which didn't work according to the plan. A good entrepreneur takes the experience of this setback and works even hard with the next goal in life. These experiences include this experience is in to get through the process of accepted learning. Good entrepreneurs know they can learn from every situation and person around them. Information obtained can be used for the process of learning. Learning with the open mind learning with the open mind let you to let you look at your faults humbly. New information always make an entrepreneur question his current seesaw. It also provides a new perspective towards a particular aspect. Open-mindedness also enables you to know and learn from your competition. Your competition. Empathy. Perhaps the least discussed value in the world today is empathy. You're having high emotional intelligence. Empathy is the understanding of what goes on in someone's mind. This a key. This a skill that is worth a mention. A good entrepreneur should know the strength and weaknesses of every employee who works under him. You must understand that it is the people who make the business tick. You have got to deploy empathy towards your people. Unhappy employees are not determined, and as entrepreneur, it is up to you to create a working environment where people are happy to come to look after their well-being. And entrepreneurs should try to understand the situation of employees. What can be motivational factor? How can I make my employees want to give their best? All this is understood thought in fact. Keeping a workplace light and happy is essential. For without empathy, an entrepreneur cannot reach the hearts of employees, nor the success he deserves. Empathy is one of the most important characteristics of an entrepreneur. And lastly, the customer is everything. And lastly, the customer is everything. A good entrepreneur will always know this. A business is all about the customer. How you love a customer attention is the first step. This can be done through various mediums such as marketing and advertising. It is also important that you know the needs of your customer. The product or service which is being created by your organization needs to uh, cater to the needs of your customers. Personalizing a business for customers will also boost the sale. The ability to sell yourself An overview of entrepreneur and entrepreneurship. An entrepreneur is an individual who creates a new business, bearing most of the risks and enjoying most of the rewards. The process of setting up a business is known as entrepreneurship. The process of setting up a business is known as entrepreneurship. The entrepreneur is commonly seen as an innovator, a source of new ideas, goals, services, and business or procedures. Entrepreneurs play a key role in any economy, using the skills and initiative necessary to anticipate needs and bringing good new ideas to market. Entrepreneurship that proves to be successful in taking on the risks of creating a startups in reward with profits, fame, profit, fame, and continue growth opportunities. Entrepreneurship that fails result in losses and less prevalence in the markets for those involved. Entrepreneurs commonly face many obstacles when building their companies. The three main, uh, the three that many of them cite as most challenging are as follows. First one is overcoming bureaucracy. Overcoming bureaucracy, hiring talent. Third is obtaining financing. Economists have never had a consistent definition of entrepreneur or entrepreneurship. The word entrepreneur comes from the French or entrepreneurship कहाँ से आया है entrepreneur or entrepreneurship. The word entrepreneur comes from the French verb entrepreneur, entrepreneur, meaning to undertake, जिसका मतलब होता है undertake. Through the concept of an entrepreneur existed and was known for countries. The classical and new classical economists left entrepreneurs out of their formal models. They assumed that perfect information would be known to wholly rational actors, leaving no room for risk taking or discovery. It wasn't until the middle of the 20th century and economists seriously attempted to incorporate entrepreneurship into their models. Three thinkers were central to the inclusion of entrepreneur: Joseph Schumpeter and Franz Knight, and third one is Israel Kirzner. Schumpeter suggested that entrepreneurs, not just companies, were responsible for the creation of new things in the search for profit. Nye focused on entrepreneurs as the bearers of uncertainty and belief They were responsible for risk premiums in financial market. Krishna thought of entrepreneurship as a process that led to the discovery. Definition of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the creation of extraction of value. With this definition, entrepreneurship is the viewed as change, generally entailing risks beyond what is normally encountered in starting a business, which may include other values than simply economic ones. More, more narrow definitions have described entrepreneurship as the process of sorry, डिजाइनिंग, उसके बाद लंचिंग, उसके बाद रनिंग ए न्यू बिजनेस. More narrow definitions have described entrepreneurship as the process of designing, launching and running a new business, which is often similar to a small business, or as the capacity and willingness to develop, organize and manage a business venture along with any of its risks to make a profit. The people who create these businesses are often referred to as entrepreneurs. While definition of entrepreneurship typically focus on the launching and running of businesses due to the high risks involved in launching a startup, a significant proportion of startup businesses have to close due to lack of funding, bad business decisions, government policies, and economic crisis. Lack of market demand or combination of all of them. In the field of economics, the term entrepreneur is used for an entity which has the ability to translate inventions or technologies into products or services. In this sense, entrepreneurship describes activities on the part of both stabilized firms and new businesses. Concept of entrepreneurship, risk bearing concept. Concept of entrepreneurship, risk bearing concept. This is the premium and most popular concept. Entrepreneurship is a function of taking unlimited risk. This is the premier and most popular concept. Entrepreneurship is a function of taking unlimited risk. This has revealed that the entrepreneur has to bear various types of risk for stabilizing the new enterprise and operating it. These risks are related to time changes and fluctuations in prices. Entrepreneurship has the concept capacity bear uncertainties. Further elaborating it, they have made a slight differentiation between risk and uncertainty. Innovative concept. Innovative concept. According to this concept, entrepreneur is a developed economy is that person who present whose parents something new in the economy. Innovation is a specific tool for entrepreneurship. Innovation Innovation is a specific tool for entrepreneurship. In this concept, entrepreneurship has been regarded as the adaptation of various innovations in industries, new production systems or techniques, new products, new markets, new marketing methods, new qualities of raw materials, new packaging, and new mixtures on methods are used. Hence, this is regarded as a modern entrepreneurship concept. Third point is managerial skills concept. Managerial skills concept means the scholars supporting this concept have termed entrepreneurship as the ability to manage skills. Entrepreneurship is the ability for inspections, control, and direction. Similarly, entrepreneurship as a managerial skill along with the capacity to bear the risk. Creative and leadership concept of entrepreneurship. According to this concept, entrepreneurship as a creative activity and it is the function of progressive leadership. Different concept of entrepreneurship. Similarly, entrepreneurship is the quality of developing resources of the institution, developing human capacity, performing creative activities, and coordinating new thoughts. Entrepreneurship is the quality of developing resources of the institution, developing human capacity, performing creative activity, and coordinating new thoughts. This is of the opinion that new thoughts emerge due to creativity, which may be put to economic use by efficient leadership. High achievement capacity concept. Entrepreneurship is an high capacity. Sorry. Entrepreneurship is a high achievement capacity concept. For each, the capacity of making innovations and taking the decision during risk is essential. During it is essential. Under the assumption, there is mentioned two characteristics of entrepreneurship. First one is ability to perform work with the latest method, and second is ability to take decisions during uncertainties. Next point is professional concept. What is the leadership professional concept? So we will learn here the professional concept is modern management experts accept entrepreneurship as a professional concept. They are of the view that entrepreneurship may be developed through education and training. Being a managerial ability may be learned by the education and training. Similarly, entrepreneurship attitude may be also developed by education and training. That is why governments and private organizations conduct various training programs for entrepreneurial ability development. Organization and conditions concept. Entrepreneurship is that economic component that organizes and coordinates various sources of production. Entrepreneurship as an ability to organize enterprise. Business oriented concept of entrepreneurship. Under this concept, entrepreneurship is expressed as the business oriented entrepreneurial attitude of the individuals that inspire them to become entrepreneurs. Next point is the result oriented concept of entrepreneurship. So, according to this concept, entrepreneurship is called result oriented in the modern else. Now, it is not very important what effort have been made for obtaining the goals or how much hard labor has been put. More important is what has been the result. In the business world, only who succeed in achieving the goals is recognized as an entrepreneur. In the business world, only who succeed in achieving the goals is recognized as an entrepreneur. Next point is personality, identity, or role transformation process concept. It is number 10. Point number 10, personality, identity, or role transformation process concept. Entrepreneurship is not only to adopt new networks or behaviors, but it is also the transformation of personalities and to stabilize a new identity thoughts that entrepreneurship is not only to adopt new works or behaviors, but it is also the transformation of personalities and to stabilize a new identity thought that. Next we see next we will understand entrepreneurship, definition of entrepreneurship. Definition of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the act of behaving like an entrepreneur while working within a large organization. Entrepreneurship is known as the practice of a corporate management style that integrates a risk-taking and innovation approaches as well as the reward and motivational techniques that are more traditionally thought as and being the province and entrepreneurships. Concept of entrepreneurships. An entrepreneurship is the system wherein the principles of entrepreneurship were practiced within the boundaries of the firm. An entrepreneur is a person who takes on the responsibility to innovate new ideas, products, and process, or any new invention within the organization. An entrepreneur is the individual who thinks out of the box and possesses the leadership skill and does not fear from risks. Thus, an entrepreneur possesses the same traits as that of entrepreneur. The concept of entrepreneurship can be well understood in contrast to the entrepreneurship. First point is entrepreneurship is the destructive in nature, that is an organization encourages the employees to practice the entrepreneurial principle to counter stagnation within the firm of the transform of the slow growth of the company into high growth. Whereas the entrepreneurship is developmental in nature, that is an individual creates something that has never existed before, such as a new product, process, or new venture itself. In Entrepreneurship, the major challenge that individuals face a relationship and the mindsets of employees act as an hardly in the path of an entrepreneur. Whereas in the case of entrepreneurship, the market is the only enemy. An entrepreneur has to scrutinize the market condition thoroughly, cross the hurdles coming in his way. An entrepreneur has an access to farm resources such as fund, manufacturing setups, marketing facilities, and other supporting activities to give shape to his dreams. Whereas an entrepreneur has to arrange his own resources such as own funds or the broad broad funds, manufacturing facilities, marketing facilities, etc. An entrepreneur does not have the ownership of new venture and is not even independent to take decision, whereas an entrepreneur is the whole sole owner of the new venture stabilized by him. Also, he is independent to take any decision with respect to his setup. Thus, an entrepreneurship is a practice of creating the entrepreneurial environment within the organization, thereby enabling the employees to apply their entrepreneurial skills in the job roles they are assigned to. Now we see the characteristics of entrepreneurs. Sorry, this is यहाँ पे इंटरप्रेन्योर होना चाहिए. यहाँ पे हम कंसेप्ट ऑफ इंटरप्रेन्योरशिप हो गया, डेफिनेशन ऑफ इंटरप्रेन्योरशिप. यहाँ पे इंटरप्रेन्योर इंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, उसके बाद पेज नंबर 2, पेज नंबर 6 इंटरप्रेन्योरशिप. यहाँ पे इंटरप्रेन्योर होगा, यहाँ पे इंटरप्रेन्योर होगा. अच्छा, definition of a concept of entrepreneurship. An entrepreneurship is the system wherein the principle of the entrepreneurship is the practice within the boundaries of the firm. An entrepreneur is a person who takes on responsibilities. An entrepreneur is a person who takes on the responsibilities to innovate new ideas, products, and process or any new invention within the organization. An entrepreneur is इसको कर देते हैं. Okay, now it is the concept of entrepreneurship can be well understood in contrast to the entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is restorative in nature, that is, an organization encourages the employees to the practice the entrepreneurial principle to the counter stagnation within the form of transformation of the slow growth of the company into high growth. Whereas the entrepreneurship is developmental in nature, that is, an individual creates something that has never existed before, such as a new product, process, or new invention itself. The entrepreneurship, the major challenges that individual faces are from the company cultures, sometimes the corporate relationship and the mindsets of employees act as a hardly in the path of an entrepreneur. Whereas in the case of entrepreneurship, the market is the only enemy. An entrepreneur has to scrutinize the scrutinize the market conditions thoroughly to cross the hardly coming anywhere. An entrepreneur has access to farm resources such as funds, manufacturing setups, marketing facilities, and other supporting activities to give shape to his dreams. Whereas an entrepreneur has to arrange his own resources such as own funds or the borrowed funds, manufacturing facilities, marketing facilities, etc. An entrepreneur does not have the ownership of a new venture and is not even independent to take decision, whereas an stabilized by him. Also, he is independent to take any decisions with respect to his setup. So, thus, an entrepreneurship is a practice of creating the entrepreneurial environment within the organization, thereby enabling the employees to apply their entrepreneurial skills in the job roles they are assigned to. Now we see the characteristics of entrepreneur, entrepreneur, entrepreneur. Take us to concept of entrepreneurship. Definition of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, risk bearing concept. Entrepreneurship is the system wherein the principle of entrepreneurship are practiced within the boundaries of the firm. An entrepreneur is the person who this should be cut entrepreneurship हो गया है यहाँ पे इंटरप्रेन्योर होगा टाइपिंग मिस्टेक हो गया An entrepreneurship is the system wherein the principle of entrepreneurship are practiced within the boundaries of firm. An entrepreneur is a person who takes on the responsibility to innovate new ideas, products, and processes or any new invention within the organization. Okay, an entrepreneur is the individual who thinks out of the box and possesses the leadership skill and does not fear from risks. Thus, an entrepreneur possesses the same traits as that of an entrepreneur. Okay, the concept of entrepreneurship can be well understood in contrast to the entrepreneurship. Okay, first point is the entrepreneurship is the restorative in nature, that is, an organization encourages and employs to practice the entrepreneurial principles to counter stagnation within the firm or transform the slow growth of the company into a high growth. Whereas the entrepreneurship is developmental in nature, that is, an individual creates something that has never existed before, such as a new product process, a process, a new venture itself. Second is in entrepreneurship, the major challenges that individual forces or form the companies, cultures, sometimes. Second point, that is in entrepreneurship, the major challenges that individual faces from the company's cultures, sometimes the corporate relationships and the mindsets of employees act as a hardly in a path of an entrepreneur. Whereas in the case of entrepreneurship, the market is the only name, and entrepreneur has to scrutinize scrutinize the market condition thoroughly to cross the hurdles coming in his way. Inter- an entrepreneur has an access to farm resources such as funds, manufacturing setups, marketing facilities, and other supporting activities to give shape to his dreams. Whereas an entrepreneur has to arrange his own resources such as own funds or the broad funds, manufacturing facilities, marketing facilities, etc. Fourth point is an entrepreneur does not have the ownership of a new venture and is not even independent to take decisions. Whereas an whereas an entrepreneur is the whole sole owner of the new venture and stabilized by him. Also, he is independent to take any decisions with respect to his setups. Thus, an entrepreneurship is a practice of creating entrepreneurship environment within the organization, hereby enabling the employees to apply the entrepreneurial real skills in the job roles they are assigned to. Characteristics of entrepreneurs: yes, creativity. Creativity gives birth to something new. For without creating, there is no innovations possible. Entrepreneurs usually have the knack to pin down a lot of ideas and act on them. Not necessarily every idea might be a hit, but the experience often is good. Creativity helps in coming up with new solutions for problems and allow one to think of solutions that are out of the box. It also gives an entrepreneur an ability to devise new products of similarities market to the ones he is currently planning. Professionalism. Professionalism is a quality which all good entrepreneurs must possess. An entrepreneur mannerism and behaviors with their employees and cliently goes a long way in developing the culture of the organization. Along with professionalism comes reliability and discipline. Self-discipline enable an entrepreneur to achieve their targets Be organized and set an example for everyone. Reliability result in trust, and for most venture, trust in the entrepreneur is what keeps the people in the organization motivated and willing to put in their best. Professionalism is one of the most important characteristics of an entrepreneur. Third point is third characteristic of entrepreneur: risk taking. A risk taking ability is essential for entrepreneur. Without the will to explore an unknown, one cannot discover something unique. Risk taking ability is essential for an entrepreneur. Without the will to explore the unknown, one cannot discover something unique, and this uniqueness might make all the difference. Risk taking involves a lot of things. Using un, uh, unorthodox methods is also a risk. Investing in ideas nobody else believes in but you is a risk too. Entrepreneurs have a differentiated approach towards risks. Good entrepreneurs are always ready to invest their times and money, but they always have a backup for every risk they take. For exploring in the unknown, one must be based on within a top cut. A good entrepreneur has one. Always also evaluation of the risk to be undertaken is also essential. Without knowing the consequences, a good entrepreneur would not risk it all. Would not risk it all. Fashion. Fashion. Third characteristic of the entrepreneur. Fashion. थर्ड नहीं, ये फोर्थ है ना characteristic of entrepreneur. Fourth point: your work should be your fashion. So when you work, you enjoy what you are doing and stay highly motivated. Passion acts as a driving force which with which you are motivated to strive for better. It also allows you are the ability to put in those extra hours in the office which can or may make a difference. At the beginning of every entrepreneurial venture or any venture, there are hurdles, but your passion ensures that you are able to overcome these roadblocks and work ahead towards your goal. And the fifth characteristics of entrepreneur is perhaps this is the most important of all steps required to run a show. Without planning, anything would be a loss. String as they say. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Planning is strategy, the whole game ahead of time. It basically sums up all the resources at hand and enables you to come up with a structure and a thought process for how to reach your goal. The next setup involves how to make optimum use of those resources to weave the cloth of success. close to the success. Facing a situation or a crisis with a plan is always better. It provides guidelines with minimum to no damage incurred to a business. Planning is one of the most important characteristics of entrepreneur. 6 point of the characteristics of entrepreneur is knowledge is knowledge. Knowledge is the key to success. An entrepreneur should possess complete knowledge of this niche or industry, for only with knowledge can a difficulty to solve or crisis is tackled. It enables him to keep track of the developments and constantly changing requirements of the markets that he is in. May it is a new trend in the market or an advancement in technology or even a new advertiser entry. An entrepreneur should keep himself abreast of it. Knowledge is the guiding force when it comes leaving the competition behind. New bits and pieces of information may just prove as useful as a newly devised strategy. He should know what his strengths and weaknesses are so that they can be worked on and can result in a healthier organization. A good entrepreneur will always try to increase his knowledge, which is why he is always a learner. The better an entrepreneur knows his playground, the easier he can play in it. Seventh characteristic of entrepreneur is social skills. A skill set is an arsenal with which an entrepreneur makes his business work. Social skills are also needed to be a good entrepreneur. Overall, these make up the qualities required for an entrepreneur to function. Social skills involve the following. I am mentioning three: relationship building, hearing and talent searching. Third is team strategy formulations. Eight characteristics of entrepreneur. Eighth characteristic of entrepreneurs: open-mindedness towards learning, people, and even failure. An entrepreneur must be accepting and true realization of which scenario or event can be a useful opportunity necessary to recognize such happening, and open-minded attitude is required. An entrepreneur should be determined. He should face his losses with a positive attitude and his wins humbly. Any good businessman will know not to fawn on a defeat. Try till you succeed is the right mentality. Failure is a a failure is a step or a way which didn't work according to the plan. A good entrepreneur takes experience of this setback and works even hard with the next goal in line. This experience is inclu- inculcated Kalka. The experience is in calculate calculate through the process of accepted learning. Good entrepreneurs know they can learn from every situation and person around them. Information obtained can be used for the process of learning. Learning with an open mind lets you look at your faults humbly. New information always make an entrepreneur question his current resolve. It also provides a new perspective towards a particular aspect. Open mindedness also enable you to know and learn from your competition. A ninth characteristics of entrepreneur is empathy. Perhaps the least discussed value in the world today is empathy or having high emotional intelligence. Empathy is the understanding of what goes on in someone's mind. Empathy is the understanding of what goes on in someone's mind. This is a skill that is worth a mention. A good entrepreneur should know the strength and weakness of every employee who works under him. You must understand that it is the people who make the business tricks. You have got to deploy empathy towards your people. Unhappy employees are not determined, and as an entrepreneur, it is up to you to create a working environment where people are happy to come. To look after their well-being, an entrepreneur should try to understand the situation of employees. What can be motivational factor? How can I make my employees want to give their best? All this is understood through empathy. Keeping a workplace light and happy is essential. For without empathy, an entrepreneur cannot reach the hearts of employees nor the success of each. Empathy is one of the most important characteristics of an entrepreneur. Tenth number characteristic of entrepreneur is, and lastly, the customers is everything. Customer is everything for entrepreneur. A good entrepreneur will always know this. A business is all about the customer. How you grab and customers' attention is the first step. This can be done through various mediums such as marketing and advertising. It is also important that you know the needs of your customers, uh, the product or service which is being created by your organization needs to uh, cater to the needs of your consumers. It is also important that you know the needs of your customers, the product and service which is being created by your organization needs to cater to the needs of your consumers. Personalizing a business for consumers will also boost the sales. The ability to sell yourself in front of a potential investment when it comes in the form of a customer is also required. Being ready with the knowledge to please a customer A customer is a way to have a successful business. It is not necessary that every entrepreneurial venture is a hard success. In addition to a brilliant idea, viability in a is an equal important aspect of a business, which is where we have been having a business education can play an important role. All these characteristics of an entrepreneur can be instilled in an individual. Now we see the skills of entrepreneurs. What should be? Uh, business management skills. Business management skills should be for entrepreneur. Business management skills are uh, traits and entrepreneur must have to run a business and ensure all business goals are met. Entrepreneurs with this skill set can oversee and manage operation of different departments because they possess a good understanding of each function. Business management skills include multitasking, uh, and delegating responsibilities and making critical business decisions. And second, communication and active listening. A listening skill. Communication and active listening skills should be for entrepreneur. Every entrepreneur must be able to communicate effectively with clients, teams members, and all other stockholders, whether through verbal communication during meetings or sending reports and messages through emails about the project. Entrepreneurs require superior written and verbal communication. Apart from communication skills, entrepreneurs must be excellent listeners to understand the project and requirement of discussion during project meetings. And next is uh, risk taking skills. Risk taking skill. Next skill should be for entrepreneur. Risk taking skills. Being able to take calculated and intelligent risks is one of the essential entrepreneurial skills to learn. Employees with an entrepreneurial mindset never shy away from taking risks because they understand the calculated risk result is tremendous success. They know they know that a risk is an opportunity to learn and grow a business to the next level. Employer want candidates who can take risks in pursuit of potential gain and profit. Next skill is for entrepreneur networking skill. Networking involves building and managing relationships with other professionals to grow and promote a business. Effective networking skill open up the future opportunities and help build a solid brand. Networking allow entrepreneurs to meet like-minded professionals, build future teams, and stay up to date with industry trends. It is one of the most desirable skills for entrepreneurs because uh, through a solid network, they can meet professionals to fund their ideas, access professional business expertise and get feedback on their new venture or idea. Next skill should be critical thinking skill. Critical thinking skill. Critical thinking skill is an entrepreneurial skill that objectively analyzes the information and draws a rational conclusion. It helps entrepreneurs assess a situation and come up with a logical solution. Employers look for candidates with critical thinking because it helps solve problems and build strategies for business growth. Usually, a critical thinker is independent, competent, and reflective. This skill helps entrepreneurs logically connect ideas, uh, scrutinize information, evaluation, evaluate arguments, find inconsistency in work, or solve complex issues. Instead of memorize information, such candidates use the information to reduce meaningful insights. Next skill should be for entrepreneur problem solving skill. Problem solving skill. Often entrepreneurs face challenging and unexpected situations. It could be a venture a capitalist refusing further funding, or a team member refusing a work as per the project guidelines. An entrepreneur must possess excellent problem solving skill to handle stressful situations and calmly identify alternate solutions. Exceptional problem solving skills ensure they assess their business goal. Next skill should be for entrepreneur the creating thinking skill. Creative thinking skills. Creativity is a valuable yet underappreciated skill in the digital world. Creative thinking is the backbone for innovation, and it forces employees to think differently. Entrepreneurs with creative thinking skill are never hesitant to try situations that others may overlook because of fear of failure. Such people think out of the box and always seek input input from professionals in a different field for understanding a new perspective. It is one of the most sought after entrepreneurial skills because it allows them to see partners even when there are no partners and develop innovative way to solve business issues. Next skill should be for entrepreneur customer service skill. It is very important skills for entrepreneur. So customer service skills should be quality customer service promotes the brand and increases loyalty regardless of the industry. Excellent customer service skill and skills are essential for business success. Quality customer service promotes the brand and increases loyalty regardless of the industry. Excellent customer service skills are essential for business success. From talking to clients to discussing funding opportunities, customer service skill help entrepreneurs connected with their potential customer Next skill should be for entrepreneur financial skills. Financial skill, the ability to handle resources, assess investment, calculate ROI is a must for entrepreneurs. Apart from this, they must know how to use accounting and budgeting software to keep track of all the financial processes. By learning financial skills, entrepreneurs avoid overspending and optimally allocate resources. And next skill should be for entrepreneur leadership skill. Leadership skill is the most important skills for entrepreneur. Being able to inspire, courageous, empower the workforce and lead for the front requires excellent leadership skills. Instinct, uh, ex- exemplary leaders lead by examples and can take a leadership role and work as a part of a team. Entrepreneurs with leadership skills motivate their employees, manage operations and delegate tasks to reach the business goal. Next skill should be for entrepreneur time management and organizational skills. Time management and organizational skills. It is also very important. Effective time management increases productivity and organizes your workspace. Entrepreneurs with time management and organizational skills understand different way to uh, priorities, tasks, and avoid procrastination for ensuring timely completion of projects. Entrepreneurs analyze their team's time, set time limits for each task, complete priority tasks fast, and delegate work to others. Create a two-day to-do list and use technology to keep the workspace organized. And last skill for the entrepreneurship is technical skill. It is very important also. Technical skills are hard skills that are gained by using digital tools and software. Entrepreneurs must know how to use planning and marketing and budgeting software. Knowledge of software helps in managing project, tracking sales and allocating a viable budget for the project. For friends, that's all for today. Now I'm going to the sleep. Good night. Bye. Bye bye. Meet you tomorrow if I get a chance to live with you. So good night. Bye. I will meet you soon.